Khol Do by Sadat Hasan Manto. The special train left Amritsar at 2 in the afternoon and reached Mughalpura 8 hours later. Many people were killed en route, many injured, and some went astray. 10 a.m. Old Sirajuddin opened his eyes on the floor of the camp. Seeing the swelling sea of men and women and children, he became still more confused. He started vacantly at murky sky. There was all-round chaos, but he heard nothing, as if his ears were blocked. Anyone who saw him would think he was consumed by deep worry. But that was not so. His nerves were frayed. He felt as he were floating in a void. His eyes struck the sun, and he woke with the smart and its sharp blades entered him. Images assailed from all sides: loot, fire, steamed, station, bullets, night, and Sakina. Sirajuddin stood up immediately and, like a madman, began surveying the sea of the people all around him. For full 3 hours, he scored the camp, crying, "Sakina, Sakina!" But he learned nothing of the whereabouts of his only daughter. All around him there was a mayhem. Someone looked for his son, another for his mother, someone for his wife, another for his daughter. Sirajuddin, tired and defeated, sat down on one side and tried to recall where and when he had been separated from Sakina. But as he racked his brain, his mind fixed on a Sakina mother body. Her intestines spilled out. Then he could think no further. Sakina mother was dead. She had taken her last breath before Sirajuddin's eyes. But where was Sakina? Her mother had said. She was dying. "Let me be. Take Sakina and run." Sakina had been at his side. They had both run barefoot. Sakina's dupatta had fallen down. He had stopped to pick it up, but Sakina screamed, "Abba ji, leave it!" But he had picked it anyway. His eyes fell on his coat as he remembered this. He put his hand in the bulging pocket and took out a cloth. Sakina dupattas. But where was Sakina? Sirajuddin, tired, hard to remember, but no to avail. Had he brought Sakina as far as the station? Had she boarded the train with him? Had he become unconscious when the train was stopped and the rioters came abroad? Was that how they were able to make off with Sakina? Sirajuddin's mind was full of questions, but not a single answer. He was in need of comfort, but then so were all the people scattered around him. Sirajuddin wanted to cry, but his eyes would not cooperate. Who knew where all the tears had gone? 6 days later, once his nerve had settled, Sirajuddin met his 8 young men. They had a lorry and gun and said would help him. Sirajuddin blessed over and over and gave him a description of Sakina. "She is fair, very beautiful. She taken after her mother, not me. She about 17, large eyes, black hair. There a big beauty spot on her right cheek. She is my only daughter. Please find her. Your God will reward you." The young volunteers assured old Sirajuddin with a great feeling that if his daughter was alive, she would be his side within a few days. The men made every effort, even putting their lives on the line. They went to Amritsar and rescued men, women, and children and brought them to safety. 10 days passed, but Sakina was not to be found. One day, the men were driving to Amritsar in their lorry, engaged in their work when near Cherat. They saw a girl on the roadside. She gave a start at the sound of the lorry and began to run. The volunteers turned off the engine and ran after her, managing to catch her in a field. She was very beautiful, with a large beauty on her right cheek. One of the men asked, "Are you Shakina?" The girl's face became pale. She did not reply. It was only after the man had reassured her that her terror left her, and she confessed she was Sirajuddin's daughter, Shakina. The 8 young volunteers comforted her, sat her in the lorry, and gave her food and milk. She was distressed to be without dupatta and tied a veil to cover her breast with her arms until one of the men took off his coat and gave it to her. Many days passed. Sirajuddin still had no news of Sakina. He would spend a whole day doing rounds of the different camp offices, but received no word about Sakina's whereabouts. At night, he would pray for the success of the young man. They had assured him that if Shakina was alive, they would find her within a few days. One day, Sirajuddin saw a young volunteer at the camp. They were sitting in the lorry. Sirajuddin ran up to them. The lorry was about to head out when Sirajuddin asked, "Boys, have you heard anything about my Sakina?" They said in one voice, we will. And lorry drove away. Sirajuddin prayed once again for their success, and his heart was a little lighter. Towards evening, there was a disturbance in the camp near where Sirajuddin said 4 men were bringing something in. He made inquiries and discovered that a girl had been found unconscious near the rail tracks. She was sprouted now. Sirajuddin sat off behind them. The people handed over to the hospital and left. Sirajuddin stood outside the hospital beside a wooden pole. Then, slowly, he went in. There was no one in the dark room, just a stretcher with a body on it. Sirajuddin approached, taking small step. Suddenly, the room lighted up. Sirajuddin saw a mole on the pale face of the body and cried, "Sakina!" The doctor, who had turned on light, said to Sirajuddin, "What is it?" Sirajuddin managed only to say, Sir, I am her father." The doctor looked at the body on the stretcher. He checked its pulse and said to Sirajuddin, "The window opened." At the round of the words, Sakina corpse moved. Her dead hands undid her salwar and lowered it. Old Sirajuddin cried with happiness, "She is alive! My daughter is alive!" The doctor was drenched from head to toe in a sweat.